Hi, I'm Barbara Wainwright with Wainwright Global Institute of Professional Coaching, and I am here with JOHANNA JOBIN. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. And JOHANNA, what made you decide to become a certified professional coach?
First of all, what drew me to the profession was that it's my life, the life I had, and there was nobody around to help. Everything was industrial cookie cutter, black and white. And even, I was feeling like I was the only one like that. That's what I felt back then. I thought I was the only one, not kind of normal, because I had different questions I was asking myself. I was curious about life. I didn't understand the life. I didn't understand when I was going at school, why we were learning all these subjects, where we were going to go with this, and what was the goal of all that. I couldn't picture that, so I had a lot of questions, and there was no one around. So that was the first thing that drew me to some sort of coaching, because back then the word wasn't existing. There was nothing like coaching. Right. So I have to say that it was my life, the way I started very young to question what was going on in this life of everybody. So that was the first thing. Yeah. And as I grew older, I became a teacher, and more and more I needed to take training to teach different than what I was taught.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Yes, I get that.
Again, taught to teach black and white.
Right.
Wow. Something wasn't fitting right inside me when I was teaching elementary school, little guys, little girls, black and white situation. I was not okay with that. So
well, that makes a lot of sense. I feel the same way when I was growing up, that I didn't fit, and that the things that we were taught, how's this apply to my life? And a lot of times I couldn't see it. So I understand what you're saying. I think that's traditional education. It serves somebody, but I don't know that it serves individuals.
Right. But it was the way it was, there was nothing more to it. It was just the way it was, black and white. Living us feeling strange and not feeling like part of the game, And as I grew up, like I said, and I was teaching kids, and I had 2 children. And then I started to homeschool my kids. I have a son and a daughter, but I did homeschool my son because it was not fitting at school at all. And they would put him into classes where he didn't belong.
Right.
So he had some kind of difficulty to learn, but he did not have any difficulties at all, mind-wise. It was just like he needed more time. And that again showed me that it was not working. So I'm going to have to homeschool him, because I was a teacher. I was debating with everybody at school that my son was okay. It was them that was not okay, but that didn't work.
Right. I get that.
So having my children and being a teacher, and then one day what decided me to become a coach, Barbara, is that one day I realized after all these years that there was no evolution, Barbara. There was no evolution. Schools were exactly at the same point when I was at school. I was here teaching the same thing.
Yes, right.
I had difficulty with not understanding why, and I was facing the same thing with different little children. That was some sort of projection of what I went through.
Right.
So, and I'm a teacher. I'm here being a teacher, teaching, black and white, what you need to learn, and this is it. This is enough. I said, this is not working. This is not working. Now, since about 20 years, the word coaching, the name coaching started to come popular.
Yes.
So it sounded to me that it was different than teaching. It was different than teaching. So I
Yes.
said, I need to think what's coaching. But it was a lot of coaching, you know. At the beginning, the first type of coaching was sports, you know.
Right.
I mean, sports, they had their coach. And then coach evolved from there, you know, like in businesses, they had coaches. And for you know, how to make money, they started with that, of course, you know. So it went on. I said, I really need to go and check. So I did approach a lot of coaches in school, and it left me with something, a lot of enthusiasm, because I said, I think I found what I need, what I needed since many years.
Right.
I found it. So I started to take different training as a different coach in different genre, you know. So being like a performance coach, being a personal development coach, I was trying to reach everything I needed inside me. I think I took them all.
Yes.
And from there, and I was experiencing, you know, different ways, different schools, different schools of thought. And this is what made me then choose to be a coach.
Nice, nice. So it kind of evolved for you after being frustrated with traditional education. You were able to, well, you discovered coaching, and it seemed to be the answer to your frustration with traditional education. That's what I heard.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
And all that was about to learn how to cope with life, with everyday life, you know?
Yeah.
That was the need. I mean, it was just like about not coping with what's going on in their life, especially with the modern life, you know?
Yes.
The
Right,
cookie cutter style didn't fit for me. It did
right.
not fit at all,
Yeah,
you know?
that makes so much sense. I understand that completely. So are you, I don't know what coaching genre are you coaching in now? What is your genre and how did you choose that?
Very good question, Barbara. I'm also very often asking myself, because I did reach out for many different styles, because we all have these needs inside us. So
Right.
I need to go and cover different type to find out. It took me a while to see which one am I going to, what is my niche, you know, or what am I going to offer. And I have to tell you this, there's a variety of a little bit of everything, but everything comes back to personal development, you know. Now,
Right.
when we say personal development, because I don't care if you're in business or if it's for yourself, you're you know, a mother or your wife, or you have your own business, or it all comes to the basic, and the basic is personal development. So I have to say that it is personal development, but you're going to ask me what is different, you know, what is personal development?
Yeah.
What is that? So, you know, people wonder, what is that? But personal development, you know, goes around knowing how to control your emotions, knowing your emotions, how to control them,
Nice.
how to control your thoughts, how to control your speech, you know, how you say things to yourself, how you say things to others, the relationship we have with ourselves. With who do we pass the most time in a day? It's with ourselves.
Right. Right. I
You know,
love that.
before,
I love that. I love how you share about that. Personal development really does have a lot to do, and some people would call that mindfulness. How mindful are you
yeah.
when you're self-talk and in your thinking and moving forward? I love what you just said. That's really beautiful. Do you have a story that you would like to share with us about coaching success story, one of your clients or yourself?
When I teach my clients, well, stories, I would have to say, I'm thinking about one of my students, one of my clients, I should say, that when I started with her, she was on antidepressant medication, and
Yes.
work because she was not capable of going to work, and she was covered by the insurance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And life made us meet each other. You know, she came on her path and vice versa. And she had no idea of what was a coach. And I understood that because way back in my life when I was young, I was in need of that. And I knew, even though it was like nowadays, she didn't know what was a coach. And I tried to explain to her what is a coach. You know, coach helps you cope with everyday situation. You know, helps you discover your consciousness. You know, of your actions, of your thoughts, of your thoughts.
Right.
You know, and you have results on your everyday life, knowing all that, how to master all that. So I worked with her. I worked with that clients for a few months, and it changed her world. It changed her entire world. It changed her life. Went back to work at a higher position because she, in the meantime, she built self-confidence. You know, because she knew more about who she was. So she built that as well. She was in a better relationship with her own self. So she was able to apply for a position that requested to have good relationship, you know, I mean, with other people. So it became like a very nice, rewarding story for her and for myself, because I was so happy to be there for her.
Nice.
You know, I went through all this by myself before I became a coach, but at the beginning I knew how she was feeling being alone and not fitting in this world, you know. So it proved me, first of all, doing it myself, that it worked for myself. Another story was it's about me, it's about my life. I was married 2 times and I had to divorce 2 times. Well, I wasn't surprised because nobody ever taught me that the first relationship I had to deal with was with my own, myself.
Yes, that's right.
Nobody teach this in school. There's no coaches in school. We're in 2017. There's no coaches in school. Nobody is there.
Right.
Nobody's there to tell us these things that everybody should know.
I agree. I agree.
So, of course, I had to learn in a different way by going through 2 divorces, you know, with children and everything. But this is the way I learned. So, how to be in a relationship with myself. So, but even though it's sad to go through divorces and it's very hard, you go through hardship like it's unbelievable all the way, you know, emotionally, physically, financially, everything goes on with this, you know. So you hit the bottom ground with that. But, you know, and then being a coach, I always hope to be able to be there for people before they get married, making sure that they are in a good relationship with themselves, knowing what it is.
Yes.
You know, and people who get divorced, well, to get a second chance, you know, of learning how we cope with this. This is everyday situation.
Yes. So. Yeah, that's so true. Divorce is really got to be one of the hardest things on individuals. Oh, people, families, husbands, wives, and families get torn apart and ripped asunder. So it's a tough one I'm familiar with.
Absolutely. And it's helping people to practice skills for a better way of living. This is really what coaching is. You know, skills nobody taught us. They taught us how to count at school, how to read, but nobody taught us those skills. This is what we should do, you know.
I agree. They don't really teach us how to know ourselves better. They teach us to know they're practical things, but they're not things that we can really apply to our individual personal growth, like you're talking about. You know, and knowing ourselves, I believe, is the only way that we can operate in life successfully, is to know who we are in our heart. So I agree with everything you're saying. So Johanna,
and it's a big thing to go through this because it teaches us everything from the outside, nothing from the inside. but
Yeah.
it takes two to make a unity. So
Yes, yes, that's right. It's so the inner game is kind of what they call that, right? What's happening on the inside does come back and reflect on the outside. But if we're always taking information in and we're always looking from the outside perspective, and we don't take that time to go inside and find out what's really true for us individually, that's when we stumble in life. So I agree.
absolutely.
I agree with you.
Everything is from the outside. We live outside all the time, not inside, outside. So
Yeah,
this is why
yeah,
coaches are there.
yeah. So Johanna, is there a message that you'd like to leave with our audience today? Something you'd like to share with them that they can take away?
Um, I was thinking about that, and I always do think about each time I have a client leaving me. And it comes up to the same thing all the time. I always tell them to give themselves a second chance, because it's easy to get discouraged in your life, depending on it doesn't matter what age you are. It's easy to get to that point.
Yes.
So I always give yourself a second chance. Even if it's a third chance, try it again. Don't give up. Don't give up, Don't give up on keeping evolving. Keep evolving.
Yes. Yes. I love that.
To reach your full potential.
Right. Keep evolving. I love that. I think it's so important for us to keep growing, to keep exploring, and really to take time to explore the inside more than explore the outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But this has to be taught. And this is what coaches do.
Yes.
This is the life of a coach.
Yes. Yes. So coaches are here to help people to go inside, find out what their truth and their passion is and what really lights them up, and then encourage and motivate them to take steps forward to live that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because someone can have a goal of being rich, and
Yeah.
then once they find out about who they really are and what is life all about, their goal might change. It might be not that's going to make them happy. Be not that.
Exactly. I think part of our traditional education teaches us that we should have, like you said, the black and white life. 2.5 kids with a white picket fence with 2 cars in the garage and a 40-hour-a-week job, and that's tradition, and it's not fulfilling for so many people. And I think we've been kind of sold a bill of goods, if you will, in that thinking that doesn't really serve the soul.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we live in a time where it's not just black and white. It still is, but it's not just that.
Yes.
It's becoming more abstract. So abstract helps you to reach the inside of yourself. Helps you to reach your soul and see, I am soul. So,
yes.
Wow, that's going to make a difference.
Yes.
I am soul, then everything changes. Everything changes.
Beautiful. Thank you, Johanna, so much for spending time with me today. I appreciate your time and your knowledge, your wisdom that you've shared. Thank you so much. And I hope we'll do this again soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barbara.